When you get one of the monthly environment packs from Fab, it might be a little intimidating knowing what can you actually make with it if you don't just have tons and tons of time. Well, I'm here with DK3D to show you exactly that. We're both going to be making a 5, 10, and a 30-minute environment using the free asset that you can get right now, actually linked down in the description if you want to grab it and you haven't yet. And we can see how each person kind of utilizes the free assets and makes their own environments with them. We'll each be making our own environments. If you want to see how each environment is made, check out our respective viewpoints. But at the end, we will all see together how each person did the environments and the result of them at least. But after I go ahead and create them, we'll hop in a call and we'll check out each other's environments and see how each other did. So if the environments you see look pretty cool, hop on over to DK3D's channel and check out how he did them. Let's get right into Unreal. So here's my Unreal. On the left here, I have the actor palette all set up. So that way I can go ahead and fly on through and grab assets as I need. So I'll be using this to kind of grab all the stuff that I need for my environment. If you don't know what this is, I actually have a video on using the actor palette. And if I don't forget, I'll make sure to link it in the card up above. But this is all we're working with. These assets are what we have. And we need to start off by making a 5-minute environment using. Now what I'm thinking is the 5-minute one is going to be really small. You don't want to go big. It's 5 minutes. We'll try to make a small, more intimate thing. We'll go a bit bigger for 10 and obviously bigger for 30. Not too much bigger because I feel like it might be better to focus more on smaller area, making it really nice, than go absolutely massive. But with that out of the way, let's go ahead and start the 5-minute environment. Okay, the timer is going, so I'm going to just fly around here and we'll grab ourselves a nice building base. I'll go ahead and, yeah, we'll use this. This is fine. And then we'll need the roofs for it. So I believe for this guy, I think it is this roof right here. Get it positioned roughly in the same thing. We can actually just go ahead and copy probably the location from one to the other and then offset it up. But the pivots are in a different location, so that doesn't work. It was a good try. And I want to put something else on top. So let's actually go grab maybe this one here. Is this too big? We might need to just scale it down because I want to get a few like levels of this. The angle doesn't quite work. The one here is a little bit better. Let's go grab this one. That seems a lot better. And then we can use just a simple topper here for a nice end thing. Okay, so we have a little building here. Now I want to get the actual walkway. So let's go to the walkways. I'll grab one of you and I'll go ahead and change the snapping here to something like 100. If I press Control E, I'll open the tile and I'll see that it is 500 units. So I'll actually change the snapping here to 500 to make it easier for myself. So now I can go ahead and just, I'll drag these around to make a quick tile from these. Okay, that should be good. I'll go ahead and remove the original plane. Now I see I have placed these a little too high, so I'll move these down. Okay, so now we have kind of a building. I don't like the fact that it is just right in the ground. So actually, I'll move this up and we'll add some stairs kind of along it. And honestly, we can add some more of these up above to match the height and then add the stairs. I'll grab these ones right here. And if we take a look, how are we doing on the height? 2 minutes left roughly. So not much time. Let's try to go ahead and get this in place. Do I have an angle one? Not really. So it is what it is. We'll just go with what we have. That should be fine. 5 minutes is not a lot of time. Not a lot of time at all. So we'll try something like this. Get these spread out. Running out of time. We're running out of time. Just want to close off this side as well. And do we have a corner piece? Please tell me we have a corner piece. We do. Okay. Can we get this in? Okay. That seems like it fits decently well. We probably don't have one that's gonna work for here. Oh, it will. Just gotta do it quickly. Okay, we gotta get some lights in here or something. Here, let's grab these and just hang them. Oh, that's the time. That's all we got. That was 5 minutes. I probably didn't need to spend as much time spreading out the ground here. But you know, 5 minutes, we got a building. You know what? It is what it is. Didn't even get it lined up. Well, it'll be interesting to see what DK3D managed to do in 5 minutes. It is not a lot of time at all. Now, we are able to create actual tools, like with BCG and stuff, to spread things around to make our lives a little bit easier. The first time we make them, they're going to cost the full time. If you make the tool, it takes time to make it, it is part of your time. But if you want to reuse the tool in another environment, let's say you make it in the 10-minute, but you want to use it in the 30-minute, it'll cost you only half the time. Now, considering how fast the 5 minutes went, I really got to think, do I want to make a tool during this 10-minute segment? And it will speed up some things. It will definitely make some things slower. I'll make the BCG tools for the 30-minute, because then we'll have actual time to make it and test it and make sure it works and create kind of things in a more interesting way. Okay, and now the 10 minutes starts now. Okay, so I want to go ahead and grab this right away, and I want to go ahead and just spread it around, change the snapping to 500, and I want to get a base here that we can use. Okay, here we go. So we have a round plane. I want to make maybe a little fountain or like kind of a main plaza area. This seems pretty cool. Let's put this down. We'll have it right in the middle here. Use a snapping back, move it up, get it in position. Now, it is pretty interesting, but I think we can make it a little more interesting by putting something cool on top of it, like this dragon. So we can have a cool, large, multi-sided dragon. Now, I want to probably make this kind of in the middle of a plaza area, maybe a shop area, but I want to kind of make this interesting as an entrance. So we'll add some gates here, maybe from the front. And honestly, I'm kind of tempted to move it against the back wall, but instead what I'm going to do is take some of these walls and use them to kind of block in this area. So that way we have something a little more interesting. Okay, there we go. So we have something to kind of block in this area, but it is honestly not great, but we don't have time. So what I'm going to do is just select all of this, deselect the outside, swap the snapping to 500. It's here, so we have something. There we go. I want to get some stalls. Let's get some stalls and some shops, I think, kind of in the back here. So you know what? I'll actually, I'll take all of this and I'll move it to the front a little bit. And what we're going to do is close this off. I want to kind of close it into the actual wall, so we'll use some of these small corner pieces to kind of close them in. Should be good. And let's reposition this a little bit. Now, there's nothing kind of in here. We need to get more stalls. We're almost at 5 minutes left, so let's get some more stalls in this area. I'm using different kinds, so we have kind of a variety, so it doesn't feel like we're just reusing the same one over and over. Okay, this should be fine for now. So now, looking at the actor palette, I want to grab some, probably, yeah, some of these. This will work nicely for some of these stores, some of these shops. Just go ahead and move them around. 10 minutes is not a lot of time. Yeah, it can fit in here. It can fit in here. Now, I want to kind of have some time to throw in some actual assets on here. I don't want to just have empty tables. Oh, we need some lights and stuff. Yeah, real quick, let's get at least something kind of more interesting hanging here. And ooh, we don't have really much place. Okay, let's what can we throw inside of the places? Oh, you know what? Real quick, I'm gonna use this barrel and then a tree. Maybe not this tree, but we'll probably just scale it down. So we can have this inside the barrel. So we have at least something a little more pretty here, looking better. Also, I'm going to go to my light, but I'm gonna just rotate the directional light a bit, give it a more moody atmosphere. Do something like this. That should be fine. Minute and a half left. Where's all the stuff that I can throw onto the tables? We can throw all of these guys on top. Yep, this is great. This is fine. Totally have enough time for all of this. This guy's just selling these statues. He's doing a great job. I'm gonna throw in a barrel, just right in this corner here. Maybe a different one on this side, just to have something kind of maybe from these stalls here. And this guy's just selling barrels. You know what? He's selling barrels where we have no time for much else. We have 19 seconds. Quick. This guy's he's selling lanterns. Can we do it? Okay. That's all we had time for. Okay. Oh, that's 10 minutes. And you know what? All things considered, we have a little shop area that we probably went too high. I definitely went too big also. Yeah, well, that doesn't quite look great. It looked right from this side, but I didn't have time to check on this side. You know what? 10 minutes. Not a lot of time. Not a lot of time. But what this does show is we really need a tool to scatter props around. And we really need a tool for at least like spreading out the ground really quickly in whatever shape we want. But I guess that's our 10-minute level, all things considered. I'm not dissatisfied with considering it was 10 minutes. But of course, the big one is the 30-minute. That is more of a reasonable amount of time to throw something together. So let's make some tools and let's see what we can accomplish in 30 minutes. 30-minute timer starts now. Okay, first thing I'm doing is making a blueprint graph for spreading, or just props. Why am I changing the names? Just props, good enough. Make a PCG graph, PCG props, because we're gonna need it. Blueprints. I know we have 30 minutes, right? We have 30 minutes, but 30 minutes is not honestly that much time. So I'm just gonna still try to do this as quick as possible. Close loop, add a PCG graph component, add the graph in. Okay, we have that. We can use this as our little tester. You get the spline data, use a spline sampler. We're doing on interior. I want to add a new parameter. This is going to be our point spacing. We'll say 500 by default. And there's our interior sample spacing. So that should be good. Now we need a select points node because we want to be able to keep a certain ratio. So add a new variable. Rename this to ratio to keep, and we'll default prune half of them, and then we'll put that in the ratio. And then I need a transform points because we want to rotate each one randomly 360 degrees, and then we want to spawn them. So grab static mesh spawner, add a few entries. Hold shift, I can open multiple at once. And then in the content browser, I can go and find them. Turns out that these were not in the overview level, which is why I couldn't find stuff to put onto the last level. But that's okay. I know we got some stuff going, you know, some stuff got placed in, but this will help. This will definitely help. I need also the floor layout. So I'm going to do this to be just floor. And I'll duplicate the props PCG graph and just call it floor. I want to swap out the PCG graph. And now in the PCG floor, for this one, point spacing, I believe it was 500 by default, but just in case, we'll have options. Ratio to keep, we don't need. We want to rotate them, but only within 90 degrees. Honestly, we'll add that in later if we want to. So let's just change this one to have one mesh entry, plug him in. Okay, and now we should be good on the floor. Yeah, okay. Floor, there we go. Okay, there's the material. Okay, cool. That took about 5 minutes overall, which is what I was worried about on the 10-minute one, which is why I didn't use it. So let's go ahead and now get the floor in, and let's get, actually before I get the floor in, let's make the walls and things like that. I want to do the layout for the actual location first. Okay, we have basically like 2 rooms here, which isn't great. So can we just make a entrance? Actually, like at least a little more interesting. At least have it be not from the center, which should be a lot better. The only thing is we need to figure out how the heck we want to close these off, because obviously they have little openings here. We could use pillars. Is there a better way of closing these off? I don't think there is. So let's try with these. They're not great. There's no end point to these. None of these have an end. Why do none of these have an end? Okay, here's gonna be my trick to closing them off. I'm going to just have them turn out into a different direction. You know what? That's my trick. There we go. Okay, good enough. Let's get the floor in. I'm going to just really quick change the spline point type to be linear on all of these. That should make my life a little bit easier. And now we can just spread this out all the way across. Okay, there we go. So we have the walls. One thing I did not check is, can we actually fit a building in here? And you know what? We can indeed fit a building here. But instead of fitting a building like this, I might remove this wall and swap it out with a building. Can we make this building just fit nicely in here between the walls? I think we can. What I'm going to do is use that and then grab the short piece and basically close it off here. Oh man, 12 minutes are pretty much over already. Okay, we need roofs. We need roofs. Let's actually place this more accurately this time, so that way the roof here makes sense. And honestly, I might make this a multi-floor one. That might be a good idea. Yeah, I like that. I like that. If I grab all of this and I just copy it up. Yeah, I like that. I like that. Okay, we're doing that. I kind of like that a lot. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to copy it over to the other side. Okay, so now we have this. This is fine, but we need stuff in front of it. Let's add some stores in front of it. If I run out of time and not be able to do this, I might just close this off and finish it there. But this is a big store in the corner here, and we want some little ones kind of in front of these. Okay, so some little small store here. We need lighting. I need to add the lights in. Some kind of lights. Where are they? Let's grab these. Let's spread them around. And I might work on the lighting for like a few minutes because lighting honestly will do a lot for this place. I want to add some red lights from these. Just some small red lights. Now I want to actually go through all of these lights that we spawned, the geo, and I'm going to turn off shadow casting on them. So that way we can get the lights actually emitting from inside of them. Fastest way right now. More than half our time is already gone. So you know what? I'm gonna kill this room. This is all gonna go away. Just gonna focus on this area here. Honestly, better to make this area a lot nicer. I do want a gate. Do we have any other kind of arch thing? Not really. What I might do is have multiple of these. What I will do though is add lights to these. And then right after this, I want to throw in the props on all of the tables. And then I might add atmospherics and things of that nature. So let's get the tables in. We have just about 10 minutes left. My goodness. Time flies. Time really flies. We're going to get a nice looking little shop here. It's all going to be great. In fact, you know what? What if we made this a little more of a food stall with like maybe some tables and chairs? So I'll have maybe like a double wide here, and then we can add some of these benches, which will make things a little more interesting. Now, I want to change the snapping to, actually I'll turn off the snapping entirely for the rotation. I just want to give them a little bit of a personality by just rotating them just a little bit on each axis so it feels a little more natural. They wouldn't be perfectly lined up, let's be realistic here. I believe there's like a fire pit. Yeah, there's a fire pit. So you know what? I'm going to add the fire pit right in here, and then I can use one of the red lights. So we can have a little red light here, increase the radius here, have it quite a large one, and it does have a particle system of a magic flame, so I might as well use it. This magic vortex thing. Sure, you know, it's something. It's something. Okay, let's go to the props, spread these out, and oh, you know what else I want? I want some vegetation. I definitely want vegetation and things of that nature. With the BCG graph, parameter overrides, change the point spacing to be like 50. There we go. So they have a nice stall here. I kind of want to put a tree right here. So I'm actually going to use the barrel thing again. I think that's what it's meant for. I want it to be nice and tall. So I'm going to scale barrel up so we can make sure to encompass it on all sides. That's a lot better. Honestly, I kind of want to put another one in the back here. So I'm going to do just that. We have 6 minutes left. We're really running out of time. But you know what? I think it's important to get the stuff in. Okay, directional light. I want to get really moody, nice lighting. Yeah, something like this. Got all the god rays going in. I kind of like that. I'm also going to slightly tint the light to be a little warmer. And then I'm also going to play with the fog a little bit. So add some fog for some extra volumetrics and things of that nature. We have an empty area right here. What can we throw in there? I kind of want like a statue or something. You know what? I think there's like a Buddha statue. Yeah, like these. I can put these in, and then I need a platform for them. Honestly, I mean, maybe we do use this as the platform for it. We just make it a bit smaller so it can actually fit on top of it. So we can do a little bit of something like this. And then I do want to put some stuff around it. There's the Niagara leaf system. I do want to grab that real quick because I want to have some leaves going here. Honestly, I'll put it above him. It's a little magical Buddha. Okay, it's a magical Buddha. Just don't question it too much. It's fine. It's fine. We do want the carts. The carts are great for filling in the space. Some barrels in this corner. If I was thinking of doing like a 2-room area, can't do 2-room area. That's not enough time for that. That's looking good with a barrel of carts, which is the same one we have here. So you know what? I'm going to replace this one with this guy. This one now makes more sense because there's barrels here. That's good. You know what? You know what? I want some trees. I want some trees next to this guy, but small ones. So I'm gonna take these and I'm gonna scale it down. Some nice small trees to the sides. I think that helps. I also kind of want to hang some lights from the trees, kind of help illuminate this. 40 seconds left. Oh no. What can we throw in? What can we throw in? Another cart. There's 2 carts here, but this one is gonna be this guy. Something. We need more. Ah, that's it. Time's up. Time is up. Okay. There we go. So here we are. This is our 30-minute environment. Is it great? I mean, it'll do. There's no elevation changes. I was thinking like dining tables, but then I really should have put something on there. I probably would have helped to have something on there. But it is what it is. You know, we have a little stall here for shops, a little Buddha statue surrounded by some trees, some buildings here that kind of work also as corners, which I find more interesting. So, you know, there's some stuff to like. I like ambience. I do like the God rays and all that, which is just what I wanted. So, you know what? I guess this is what we got. Honestly, for 30 minutes, you could probably do better than me. Most likely. None of the 3 environments I had planned out. I just went in. I'm like, okay, here's the actor palette. Here's the assets I have to use. Go. Like you would if you were to download these yourself. So if you had some time to like plan things out and figure out all the assets you have, where you want to put them. Of course, in the amount of time, you'd be able to get more done, but that's only if you're not including the thinking time. And in my case, I decided to thinking time should be part of that time. But those are my 3 environments. Now let's go check out with DK3D and see what he managed to do in those same 5, 10, and 30-minute intervals. It's a brand new day, and before I get into the environments DX3D has designed in the 5, 10, 30-minute intervals, I did want to point out there was a little bit of a miscommunication, and so while I originally did not start with anything beforehand, and my creation of the tools was during the time of actually creating the environments, DX3D understood it as he can create the tools and then use half the time to then use them. So just keep that in mind. And one other thing, he did spend a lot of time before then to design things, and he'll go over it a little bit himself, as you'll see. I just want to give you a heads up. We're all totally cool. It's fine. The whole point of this was just to have some fun and see what people can do in the same amount of time using different methods. And I think we kind of accomplished that. And lastly, I would like to give a big thank you to my patrons, without who this collab probably would never have happened, because I probably wouldn't be here right now without you guys. It really means a lot. And if you'd like to join our community, the link to the Discord will be down below as always. But with that out of the way, let's just jump right into DX3D's 5-minute environment. Now for this one, you did use the prefabs for the buildings.
Definitely, I did use the prefabs from this.
Yeah, so use this is the entire building prefab. Yeah, I see it.
The other things are from the showcase level. Yeah.
And for 5 minutes with prefabs, this is really impressive. Of course, I didn't use prefabs in mine, but still, there's not many prefabs here.
I wouldn't be able to create these buildings in 5 minutes for sure. So.
Yeah, I decided to only use the individual ones, and that's fine. You know, that was like the decision I made for myself. This one thing, technically, it would be more than what I did in the 5 minutes. Mine was very much chaotic, and oh god, because in mine, I didn't plan anything beforehand. I just said, okay, here's the tools I got. No planning, no anything. We got 5 minutes to make an environment, go.
I really took a lot of time to plan everything. I used mid-journey to create some ideas on how to lay out the levels. So this building in the prefab level is 50 objects and they're just grouped. And using the actor palette, you can select all the grouped objects. So I went through the prefab level and merged all the different buildings in order to be able to use them.
I think that was a pretty cool environment for 5 minutes. I did use prefabs, as he mentioned, but even still, in 5 minutes, throwing all that stuff together, I mean, you guys saw me going crazy trying to just put a building together. The timing really sneaks up on you, so it was an awesome job. Probably a lot more calm than mine was. And don't forget, if you want to see how he actually created any of his environments, the links to his video will be down below, so you could go check it out right away. But with that, let's go check out the 10-minute environment. Ooh. See, this is one thing that I could not do in how much time I had, which is multiple elevation. And I made a note of that, like I really want multiple elevation.
Well, I did use my PCG tool for the stairs here. It's just a line.
Yeah, but that's enough, right? You just have one mesh, just spread it around. Honestly, that's good enough.
Yeah. And again, prefabs for all the buildings, otherwise no chance at all to create this. I had some problems with these walls because the tool is not really sophisticated for the little amount of time that I can use to create it. Doing corners with it, it's just with these unclosed meshes, it's just a mess. So that's why I didn't use it for the walls. And as you can see, I didn't change the lighting at all. Most of my scene is in shadow because of this. No time for me to adjust anything.
Yeah, we focused on very different things, which is good. Same time, different methods can achieve very different results. Even with the default lighting, you have some really nice shots of this environment. Like this is still a nice backlit. You got nice shadows here. So even with the default lighting.
And this was done in 5 minutes 30 because the way I understood the rules, I deducted 4.5 minutes from the tool creation. If I did it in the way that you did it, then the tools would took me 9 minutes in this 10 minutes interval, and then so probably I wouldn't have anything except the prefab buildings if I did it that way.
Pretty cool environment, right, guys? Just in 10 minutes. Now you're starting to probably see that we're focusing on different things. And hopefully that gives you some ideas like, hey, you can focus on very different things to accomplish very different results. But now let's take a look at the biggest one of them all, the 30-minute environment. Ooh, yeah, this is really clever. Yeah, I did not think to do a bridge with them at all. This is really good use of this.
I think they're some storefront or something like this originally. I think it adds to the environment because when you try to go over the bridges and you take some wrong turns here and there and you feel like the environment is much bigger.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, this is really cool. I like how this one just ends in a little, pier area.
I wanted to have just some random look. I didn't really think so much about where they are placed, but it ended up okay, I believe. And you can see again the shadows are just hiding a lot of the environment, but I didn't really have time to place lights anywhere.
Yeah, but even still, right, you're using the trees are casting really nice, interesting shadows on here. It's not like it's just a plain shadow. It's very dark and gloomy here. It's like it's been abandoned.
It's not a nice area to shop.
It's not a nice area, and then we have people like with their heads down as the statues.
I did end up placing some objects without really thinking what's the point of them, like this bell.
I mean, if you need a little story for the bell, the people that run the bazaar, when the bazaar opens, they can ring the bell, and that's their notification for the town to know when the bazaar opens. Yeah, your environments were set up to also run through, which mine weren't.
This is just easier for me to go around the environment and feel it, because from just creating it from far away, I can't really imagine how it will look at the end. So from the inside, when you look out, it looks like it's a little bit more populated.
Yeah, this is completely normal. There's no reason for you to have full ground if you're never gonna see it. To get nice silhouettes, like looking out, this is a good option. I found the one flaw. It's okay. This excuses my 1 barrel or 2 barrels in the other environment where the tree was sticking through it. There you go. We both have the issue. Yeah, great job with this.
I'm really happy with how both of our environments turned out and the different approaches and ideas. So really happy to participate in this.
I'm glad you had fun. Yeah, I had a blast. my chaotic self. And that's all of them. Now again, if you want to see how he has created his environments from his point of view, check out the video linked in the description below. And check out his channel. He does other BCG stuff and other tutorials similar to me. If you're interested in some more awesome Unreal stuff, check out this video right here for some more Unreal goodness.